Do it like that is good. Okay, cool. Guess I'll play the song again. I don't know. Waiting on players at this point. I'm going to describe like I'm going to describe that. I guess I don't know. I messaged who was that? This person. I messaged this person. They did not respond. Okay, it's fine. It's 10 o'clock. It's 10:01. Nobody's here. It's fine. I missed the rage. Freaking. What am I? What am I doing? You didn't. So you didn't. Okay. I mean, bro. What? What? What did I? What? Okay. Now it's fine. What you think he could be at the bar? What if he doesn't drink? What if? Oh no. Okay. Now it's fine. I tried to. I mean, that was like 30 minutes early, but then maybe he didn't even read it. It's fine. No, it's no big deal. Hello.
Yo, hello.
How are you?
Uh, Still waking up.
Okay. You saw what I my latest message to you.
Yeah,
Okay. And then you also saw the resources.
the deep scar and the blade.
Yeah.
I actually fell behind, so I didn't. I'm reading them right now.
Okay. So we're waiting on Dante and the newest character, Brandon. We'll see. Sunder. Yeah. Okay. Any questions or anything comes to mind, you could tell me. We're gonna go for like 5 minutes and start.
Hmm?
Yeah, last time the party. Uh, the party turned in everything they got from the pirate quest, including the silver and galvanite, and then the reward from the mayor. And then they also went to the magic shop, and then afterwards they were discussing. Oh yeah, they were planning to fight Oxcroft again.
I feel like I had something in mind for that, but that was 2 weeks ago.
Cool. Okay. Well, okay. So starting for this time, I wasn't sure what the party would be. So yeah, at the end of last time, there was mention of like we're going to discuss and plan for how to fight Father Oxcroft. So
Oh
I
yeah.
just put everyone in the tavern. This is the new character, but he's not here yet. So what would you like to do from this point?
Oh, where's hmm. Oi. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Well, we probably should come up with a plan of attack. I can't waltz up in there again like last time. That's an embarrassment.
Go ahead.
Oh no, that's it.
Well, especially considering that Gunther mysteriously disappeared, I think we'll be a little hard pressed to take down this Father Oxcroft of yours. And Dante's been a bit out of it.
Yes. We should probably do well to probably scout before we enter. See what the priesthood is like.
How offended do you think they'd be if I were to go in myself?
Mm, Huh. I don't know. They. You possibly could, as you have not. They do not know of you. So, this could be to our advantage. They probably wouldn't take kindly to Dante's kind. No offense, but. Hmm.
Seems
So,
like it wouldn't be as easy as just walking in, seducing the father, and murdering him in his sleep.
mm, that is. It is one idea. But merely getting to him may be he may still be surrounded by his own priestly guards, and just sending you alone into that may be dangerous.
Who am I but a helpless pilgrim seeking guidance from a father so well known? I'm harmless as far as he knows.
This father is not one to be underestimated.
He- He's the one that kidnapped a bunch of young women and then tried to summon demons to induct them.
Yes and no. They technically weren't kidnapped. Some had volunteered against their will, been forced to volunteer, basically, by either the father or those that follow the church and persuaded by the father.
So essentially the same thing.
Well, yeah, that's why I said yes and no, because they technically volunteered uh, unknowingly what would happen. So yeah, we'll just say kidnapped. It sounds better.
Sure. We always have to present our side of the argument in the best light possible.
Yes.
But this holy blade of yours,
Yes.
do you know if he's able to use it?
If he would be able to use it,
Well, he has it now. That's a
he does have it.
distinct
If
possibility.
that blade requires an immense ritual to take place in order to use it in the fashion I had, uh, it's capable basically of unleashing a sort of divine shockwave that can basically disintegrate enemies, uh, and only enemies that from the wielder's choosing. But
Wow.
that that does require immense ritual to in order to use that capability.
Let's
Else,
hope
it's
he
just
hasn't done that.
I'm sorry, what?
Let's hope he hasn't done that then.
Yes. But let's hope he's not that smart.
Feel like it would be a very short fight if he knows how to use it correctly. Then
Yes. Then we must be cautious. You know, before we get in, I think I should tell you what this blade actually is and why it's so keen on getting it back. How much do you know of the other realms?
I know a few stories here and there.
Stories.
I am a bard after all. That is my trade and craft.
Okay. Well, you see, there is this being. This being is capable and has the power of conquering each of the four realms as he pleases, potentially.
Hmm.
He has bounded all of the angels to a covenant uh that limits their power.
Why not just say Gothriel?
How'd you know that name?
Doesn't everyone?
No, people are dumb.
Well, as much as I may count as people, I like to think I've got some education.
Well, yeah, that bitch.
Sure,
And basically, this blade that I'm after is that covenant, that binding covenant for the angels.
the blade is the covenant.
The blade itself.
It's not a written document or something like that.
Nope.
Not an oath spoken.
There might have been some words. I'm not sure. I wasn't there when this
Well,
happened.
sure, none of us were, but it just seems odd that a blade would be the covenant.
I know.
Maybe it's a metaphor.
No, I've seen the names of the angels on the blade. It's
I could
carved in.
take your blade and carve my name into it. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, also, I have also spoken to Solaire and some of the other angels.
Really.
Yes, really.
Hmm. Okay. Had a bit too much to drink from that chalice, did you?
No, no, no. This is all true. I have lived it, felt it, lived it.
If you say so.
And me and my previous members were tasked with hopefully getting this covenant blade back to the angels so they may strike their names from it and be uh be not limited as much as they had been without consequence.
And that's a good thing?
This is a good thing. Uh when What is your take on Gothriel that you know of?
Well, it sounds like a right asshole, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly have never spoken in worship to him, nor any of the angels, though you would probably hardly be surprised by that.
Mm. What do you know of shit? Hold on. Oh no.
What is it?
What's the angel's name? The one we resurrected? Oh no.
Israel?
Israel. Oh yeah. Do you know of the angel named Israel by any chance? Does that name
It's,
ring a bell?
I don't remember her, no.
What do you think Gothriel is?
What do I think Gothriel is?
Yeah, who? Who do you think he is?
A wannabe ruler of the universe?
Well, yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I haven't given all that much thought to the angels. They're not my primary locus of attention.
Yes. Well, this Israel that I speak of, he is the only son of Eidolon that was born of both uh divine and abyssal.
Both.
Both. And Gothriel had slayed him and basically taken his position as taken his position as like basically the balance keeper of the at least the two realms of abyssal and divine.
Hmm. And what a bang up job he's done, huh?
Exact that yeah, no, I told him he really did a shit job. I've told him this. Yeah, because we actually our previous party actually resurrected him.
This son of order and chaos, divine and abyssal.
Yes.
While I don't necessarily believe you, I would be somewhat interested in reading this figure were he to exist.
Yes, that could be arranged potentially, especially if we go to where you say you saw the light happen.
Did we not
And
all see that?
that we also, yes, that we all saw, yeah. And also, since I do not know what will happen after this, I feel I will hold up my end of the bargain before we go, just in case something happens to me. The one you are looking for, his name is Nerex.
Near exile.
Nerex is the one who's slain your demon of lust and has taken his throne.
That obstinate little bastard.
Hmm. And my sources tell me that he is not content with just stopping at one.
Another power-hungry wannabe ruler.
Yes. You see, there's a lot of whole bunch of things that I had on my to-do list. Nerex was one of them. Uh, Gothriel's kind of like the main one, and yeah, we actually, eh, I'll save that for a later date.
How exactly did you get mixed up into all of this?
You know, I really don't know. There's just been a lot of one night. It was just there was like a Gothriel appeared in Rain. Gothriel appeared above Alistair when he slain Myrael. Uh, and the night he slain Myrael, and then things just escalated from that point with some fellow adventurers that I met. And then, long story short, they all perished. Actually, I don't know what happened to most of them. They just left. They had pressing matters to attend to. And so I was left as the last of the Mohicans to fulfill this quest of dethroning Gothriel and freeing the realms.
Sounds like you've taken a heavy burden on yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a wild couple months, year. I don't know how long it's been. I've lost track of time.
Well, you know what I'm looking for out of all of this. Can't say I'm going to pledge myself to your high-minded noble cause, but I will help insofar as it brings me closer to my goal.
Which is again? What is your goal?
I will find Azimir's killer and rip him apart. Then bring Azimir back. Sit rightly upon his throne. Or I may do it, in reverse order. Either way really works, but
Yeah. Well, if we have time, I'll probably take you to go see this one dude that I know of. He goes by the name of oh man, I should really organize my notes. Goes by the name of Azarath.
I'm not gonna take a second and remember who that one was.
He is the demon of death who resides at the Valley of the Demon Lords, and it is from he who we were able to resurrect Israel. So, if any demons are dead, that would be the place we would start.
He just holds all the demons who've died.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm, how convenient.
But prepare to make a deal with him.
Like it's the first deal with a demon I've made.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You know, you seem like at one point you may have been a pretty stand-up kind of guy.
Thanks, I think.
Well, clearly whatever this quest is that you're on has changed that.
Yes. This,
Just,
yeah. Go ahead.
just something for you to consider.
I think I've been lost in this quest for so long that I think I need to see it through. And the promises I've made already that we had previously made with my previous party, since I'm the last one, I feel I need to uphold them.
You don't, but if this quest of yours is something that you personally want to see through, that's another story.
Yes. We should, but first things first, we need to figure out how and where. We need to get this blade back first, if you don't mind.
Oh, that's fine by me. I have no problem taking down a member of the church.
Yes. Yes.
Perhaps we start with general strategy.
Yes.
I'd say
Strategy.
an all-out offensive is off the table.
Yeah, it didn't really work too well last time.
So, what plans do you have?
Well, you kinda took my first plan out of the picture right now with the all-out offensive.
You're the one who said that wasn't viable.
I know, but it was still a plan.
Not really much of one.
Yet a
For
plan.
the three of us versus an entire church,
We almost did it with two if Gunther didn't get frozen to stone.
and yet he did. And who's to say that one of us won't?
That's true. It's almost like we need another pair of hands to get that doesn't mind getting their hands dirty.
We also might want to get Dante back from whatever world he's been living in.
Honestly, I mean, do you see him? He's just like staring at the wall there. Is he okay?
I don't know. He's done this a few times, but
You're right, he did do this at the pirate ship, huh?
yeah, he's handy to have around when he's here. But
Hmm. Well, for the father, Oxcroft, we definitely should do some scouting around his church. I don't obviously I haven't been there, so I don't know if where they've moved the blade if they have. But I'm sure it's somewhere within or around the church grounds.
he's he's likely got it very close to him personally.
Yes.
If he has an inkling of an idea of what this thing is, then, well, he does, from what you've told me, seem to be the sort who has a weakness for women. You know? I mean, he held that particular ritual with such zeal, unless you were exaggerating about what was happening.
No, no, that was actually what was happening.
In which case, it would be fairly easy to fool him.
Possibly, possibly. I still feel a little uncomfortable sending you in alone.
Then don't send me alone. I'm not suggesting you walk by my side. That would be very counterproductive, but
Yeah.
be somewhere nearby.
Hmm. Okay. So, infiltrate the church, seduce Father Oxcroft, kill him, get the blade, and leave. That sound
Yeah,
like I got it? Yeah,
that's an idea.
that's an idea. Yeah. She could probably come up with a plan B.
Just for the sake of argument, there's no way of talking him into giving it back to you, is there?
Uh, we can try. I mean, he is very stubborn, and he's made a fool of me once. I mean, I'll try to hold back, but we can attempt that. You know, hmm, it would be curious to see if he's actually found out anything about it. I mean, I doubt he has, but
If I were to make a bit of a scouting run, I could look into that as well.
yes, yes. Hmm. Trying to think, what would be the best? Would talking to him? Hmm. I personally don't think it would work. Or I should say, I personally don't want it to work by going the diplomatic approach.
I mean, the alternative is us getting smoked.
We won't get smoked again, hopefully.
Smoked by the holy blade that he now has that can disintegrate people.
Yes.
That one. Trying to avoid any smiting of us in particular.
Oh, shit. When you say it like that, let's just pray that he hasn't figured out the ritual to perform. in order to be able to use that feature of the blade.
Perhaps that's just part of the scouting. We'll
That
leave it
is,
at that.
yep, that definitely is. Hmm.
Well, for now, why don't we start with that, and we can try to make a real plan based on the results of it.
Yeah, we should probably scout. What time is it right now, ish? What have we done? What is today?
We went shopping, and we
Did
talked
go
to the neighbor.
yeah, we did go shopping.
It's probably like noon, like middle of the day.
Oh, well, we could go now
We could.
to scout the area. We'll leave Dante here to ponder the wall. We'll we'll put a note in his pocket or something to tell him where we've been,
Okay.
where we're going.
Cool. So then after that, are you leaving the tavern? Or what?
Uh,
I mean, I'm gonna take a quick look around. Also, I assume we would have sat down somewhere at this point.
yeah. We're not just. Hopefully, we're not just talking right in the middle of right in the front, in the doorway.
We don't
Okay.
seem to be drawing any sort of outsized attention.
You could move your character where you would like to be.
At the bar over here.
Okay. Uh, let's see. Hmm. What is? Let's see. I'm gonna go look at some statistics quickly. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem that anyone was listening to you. Overhearing.
Yeah. So it looks like everyone is just minding their own business. Well,
This guy does.
yes.
This guy gets up from his table. He says, "I should get back to the hall." And he's leaving.
The dude. Get back to the hall.
Did you recognize him?
Shit. No.
The hall would be.
I don't know. Hmm.
The church in Prampton is Hall of the Anointed.
But would I know that? Would Val know that?
You could roll history.
Eh,
Or, I don't know.
I could. Yeah, yeah. I'll try. I hope I know that. I don't
Yeah.
recognize him.
During the during Val's time within, yeah, I think within Prampton, the party would know that by
Would
now.
hear it. Hmm. Although I did not see him during that day. I don't think he did seem like he's heading back to the church. Shall we follow?
I suppose. If you think that's going to be a problem.
No, it's just it's part of our scouting, right?
Sure. This figure wasn't close enough to overhear us.
Oh yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah, let's go after him. Just in case he, because then the whole plan of you seducing the father is just out the window. Because he'll know now.
Yeah, that's why I was asking if you knew who he was.
He did have similar robes that would make him acquainted with the church.
Well, better not chance it then.
Yep, let's go after his ass.
Cool. So Val and Sine are following in the direction of that person they saw in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also heading towards the hall, the church.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yes, trying to briskly follow that man.
Okay. Cool. So the party is following that person through towards towards the hall. They see him. They see him walk past two of the Haven Guard and enter the church.
We couldn't have intercepted him before he got there.
Is that what you were wanting to do?
That's what I was wanting to do.
Okay. How soon after you left would you be attempting something?
soon as we can catch up.
Okay. And
I'll just
what would that? Some. What would you be? What would that be?
I'll quickly walk up behind him and then just put an arm on his shoulder and just sort of like walk next to him like we're buddies. And then I'll just say, "You work with the church, don't you?"
I'm still behind. Within reach, but I'm behind them.
He's. What is Sinead's current appearance?
Uh, Appearance in what sense?
Is
I
she
certainly would have.
is she currently using any illusions or anything?
No, she doesn't typically walk around as anything but herself, unless it's for a specific, play. But
Okay. He's gonna the that person turns and looks and says, "Away from me, Dark One."
I'll just smile and cast suggestion on him.
Okay.
Just lean close and like sing a little song in his ear.
Yes, I am with the church, and it protects me from your foul magic. Be gone.
And realizing that my spells failed, I will turn and look over my shoulder at Val, and then just sort of nod at the church person.
Okay.
Clearly indicating for you to make your move.
I don't. Then I'll run up to him and say, uh, excuse me. Do you have do you have a couple minutes to talk about our Lord and Savior?
I'm certain that I know more about that than you. I have somewhere to be.
Do you wanna? Wait. Do you? Don't run. We just have a couple questions. Well, I have a question. If you wouldn't mind, uh, indulging me.
What is it?
What do you know? What is the purpose of Solaire's motto?
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Well, you just said that knew more about our saviors than me, and yet you do not know what I speak of. Seems like we
Solaire
have a
has no.
blasphemous in the church. By the way, I can't control my token.
You can't?
No.
Okay.
Neither can I.
Huh. That's. Okay. Okay.
There we go. Oh no.
Join me at the church, and you will have the enlightenment you are looking for.
Mm, well, do I sense that he, like, based on his like looking, can we detect like if he's, because he obviously doesn't know who I am, so he wasn't there that day or something, or he was somewhere else in that church. Because I'm pretty sure he would have recognized me. But does it seem like he's on to us? That he did in fact hear our plan?
You could roll insight.
One of my best skills. 13.
He's not showing any sign of having heard you. He's just annoyed by you interrupting him.
Well, I will take you up on that offer. But I think we have somewhere else to be at the moment. We just thought we saw your robes and your hastily walking feet and decided to ask you a couple questions. And I'm sorry, I don't know what came over my companion here, trying to uh trying to persuade you to do some. Anyway, apologies. We'll leave you be, and we'll probably end up. We'll probably join tonight's mass.
I'm sorry. I just wanted someone here to help me and explain to me this religion that you all speak so highly of. We don't really celebrate much of that in Grim Court. I was just curious, but no one
Yeah,
would talk to me because I'm a dark one.
and that's why I uh wanted you to confirm Solaire's motto and her goals as an angel and what she represents.
The angel seems so pure and innocent, and I just want to know them better. But I see it's not for me. I'm not worthy of them. Because I was born like this. And then you just see like some misty-eyed, teary action going on. she's just looking him dead in the eyes with this guilt tripping him as hard as she can.
He looks over at Val. Haven's light upon you.
Wow, rude.
Instantly, that drops as he leaves. Wow, what an asshole. All
Yeah,
the church
seriously.
members like this?
Yeah, see what so this is what I'm telling you. You still want to go diplomatically? Well, he didn't seem that he didn't give any hint that he was like hurriedly to get it. Well, he was hurriedly to get away, but like not in like, oh no, they're on to me type of way, you know? That we knew that he was on to us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I think we're okay. If anything, we'll just change the plan. But we should follow him at least from a distance now, and go on with our original scouting mission.
At least I have the basis for a cover story.
Oh yeah, me too. Except if I go in there, that's probably gonna be. Well, then we can try our diplomatic approach. But if we get caught, but let's scout first. Let's see what happens.
I mean, he technically invited you, but I was present when he said we were free to go to the church.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was a mutual invitation to everybody in earshot.
Clearly, that's what he meant.
Yeah. Shit,
Fine.
I don't even know what Solaire's motto is. Don't even know she has one.
Can't even remember which one she is.
She's the eldest of them.
Will she do anything special?
Well, she is the angel of. Hold on. She is the angel of diligence. So,
Wow, that sounds so incredibly boring.
yeah. But she is basically the strongest of her sisters.
I would assume one of the better recognized for that.
Yeah, that's why I thought we could keep him here longer, but see what I mean? All these church people are kind of got their heads in the clouds. They think they're
That's
high above everyone else.
I've met some of the high noble houses that had warmer shoulders than that priest.
Right?
I mean, we were just playing him anyway, but damn. Anyway, should we continue?
Yes. Let's go on. Can follow him at a distance, but we're on the way to the church.
Okay. Cool. So the church is over here. The party, I guess you'd be like Okay, so the party could be anywhere they want to be. Like this is the front of here, or they
Mhm.
could be like behind, like over there.
Uh, hmm.
Well, you're trying not to be seen, right?
Yes. So I think I will be over here for now
Yeah.
to start off.
Okay.
Then I peek you over and I see these guards in the front, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I tell, said A, say, see, those guards are, they're quite guardy. They, they're pretty, how you say,
Guard,
they're pretty
guarding.
beefy. They're pretty
They're,
beefy.
would you say they're guarded?
Yes, they are guarded and on guard as guards. Anyway, I want to say they're paladins, but I'm not sure. I don't know if they have some sort of spells, but it seems only linked to their weapons. Uh, but yeah, those guys. There's gonna be if if it's anything like the last time, there's gonna be quite a number of them inside as well. Shall we attempt to see if there's a? Shall we attempt to see if there's any windows on the side?
If you want, that might be easier for you to get in.
Actually, uh, you have you have means by opening a door to and go through dimensions and going appearing on in another place, right?
If I've rested recently, yes.
Have
Would
you
it?
rested?
No, not
Shit.
since we got back from the pirate town.
Oh no, we did rest. Remember we spent the night by the fire drinking?
Then I dimension doored again at some point, but I don't remember for what.
You did. I thought after that we went to the mayor, and I thought we didn't do anything after that night.
Oh, I didn't mention store. I cast major image,
Yes.
so I could steal the loot that I have.
Oh yeah. It's a very nice loop, by the way.
Is I plan on
Anyway,
taking it to that enchanter that we were told about in another town in Hillcroft,
Hillsford.
Hillsford.
Mm-hmm.
There's a enchanter who can apparently make this instrument even more awesome.
ooh, cool. I know that place. That's right next to where I grew up. Or
Nice.
it's yeah. Yeah, pretty close. Anyway, but you do have means of getting us you have means of using casting that spell, correct?
Can cast that spell, yeah. Not
Okay.
at the moment, but
Y- Well,
in general.
I'm
Like I
asking at the moment.
No, not at the moment. No, I will have to take a trance in order for that to happen.
Okay.
What I
Question.
can
Oh.
do at the moment
Mhm.
is to make us both invisible.
Well, that that may work. But quick question
Hmm.
for yeah.
What's up?
This is this behind closed doors or is this like above like would I have seen it from the pews below? Like this up here.
Well, this is all one. This is all one level. From in here,
Oh,
you can't see it like over here.
okay. So this is a wall. This is actual wall. It's not like above, like a.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. 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 Okay. Yeah. These stairs kind of threw me off. That's why I was like, wonder if it was like a, above, second floor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
What?
Aki went to the second floor, so
Yeah, but he's dead to me. Okay. Just left. So rude. Probably getting it on with that pixie right now.
no one knows what it is between you and the pixie.
Okay. So, hold on. I think I have. Oh no, I don't. Shit.
Do you have a way of getting us up and over the wall if I made us invisible?
Well, I was gonna say they still don't recognize you, but some of these guards may recognize me and may be on alert if they see me. If you want, you can make just me invisible, and we enter through the front. You enter through the front, and I follow behind you because just having a door open by invisible people is, and I'm pretty sure. Hmm.
For the purpose of scouting, this is okay.
Yes, that's true. These are windows, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're windows, Sine.
Wow,
We could see in.
what do you see?
I see walls. This isn't the main chamber. Let's go up here real quick. Hmm. This is this isn't what. I guess there was other rooms on the side of the in between the. Whoa. So, here's my idea. I can get us in to I can get us in through this window, right? But then we're gonna be in this corridor of some sorts.
Okay, and then
And then we have to be sneaky, but if worst comes to worst, stay close to me and I can get us back out.
I can be plenty sneaky, but how are you at that?
I am not good. Here, let me ugh. Let me strip my armor real quick, cause I am
Nice.
not.
Go in the bushes or something for that.
I will go in the bushes. I have clothes on underneath. It's just my armor, okay? I'm just gonna take off my armor.
But you wear clothes under your armor?
Under my armor, yeah, like an
Why?
undershirt. Because I don't want the chafing from the armor.
Your armor's not very good for chase.
Well, I know, it's just, it's, it's old, okay? I've had it for a while. Yeah. Anyway,
Mine's naturally form-fitting and comfortable enough to wear as its own thing.
okay, well, whatever. Some of us don't have that luxury, okay?
I can also make it look however I want.
Whatever. Anyway, I can get us in, but at signs of trouble, I can get us back out. Or do you want to keep exploring the around to see if there's another opening?
Well, I feel like once we're in, and we're not gonna be able to change course.
That's true. Let's continue scouting around the church and see if there's another opening. So I'm gonna go to this corner and peek over. See that it's clear?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh look, more windows. And I peek inside the window.
I'm gonna stealthily peek inside this one too.
Yes, stealthily. I am a
Okay.
squirrel. I am but a squirrel.
Both of you roll stealth.
Yes, please. Okay, decent. Oh,
Are you kidding me? A +9 and I rolled that one. But it's a 10. It's a 10. You know?
oh my goodness. I thought you said you were good at being stealthy.
Why are there so many random twigs over here? There's nowhere for me to step.
Random. It is a bush.
How many bushes do you think we have in Grimcourt?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Father Oxcroft looks up from what he's doing. He sees Sine in the window. He throws his hand out.
I duck back under the window.
Could you please roll dexterity?
Is it a dex saving throw or just straight dex?
Dex save, yeah. Blades of light appear outside the window, clashing and crossing over. That's 14 radiant damage.
Oh, what the fuck? I'm just passing by over here. I'm just on a walk. Why is this church so hostile?
I told you. Now you believe me about Father Oxcroft? Why you didn't wanna? Why
We're,
wanna kick
lit-
his ass?
we're literally just walking outside.
Oxcroft points at Tristan. He's shouting, gesticulating. Tristan runs out the room.
I'm gonna pretend to be terrified and just start, like, pleading.
Do I Can I see anything else in this room before? We gotta.
There's. Yeah, oh well. Yeah, so looking in, you can see Father Oxcroft, his like
Mhm.
office or study area. There is some form of celestial phenomenon happening here.
Oh no.
He didn't want anyone looking in. Why didn't he just put up blinds?
Seriously.
He doesn't have to kill people just for walking by.
Okay. Sine, get over here. Or I'll come to you. Oh, meet me in the middle, so that way he doesn't see me. Alright.
Duck down underneath the windows. We move away.
Now, do you believe
Can
me
we
about
just get
this,
the hell
Father?
out of here?
You believe me about Father Oxcroft now, though, right?
Yes.
He-
Let's just.
He's a Righteous bastard.
Let's get out of here.
Fine.
We can talk later. The scouting mission's over.
Yes. Yeah, fine. I take her arm and I dimension door us back to the in front of the inn. That's like within 500 feet, right?
Uh,
Or at least I dimension door us back towards the inn within 500 feet is because I'm pretty sure back along the path we've taken, right?
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If it's in some alley that we passed by that dude, so be it. But get us out of here.
Cool. So the party is somewhere in Frampton, away from the church.
I didn't see the blade though, right?
No, you didn't.
It did it not just attack me?
No, that was not the blade. You would know the blade if you saw the blade.
I saw blades. I certainly got hit by blades.
Yes, but they were radiant blades that he concocted from his spell. You see what I'm trying to get at with this father? He is. God, it just makes me want to kick his ass even more.
Like, okay, yes, we're bad actors, sure. But what if we weren't? He's just randomly attacking people outside the church?
I know.
Uh,
He's
pretty suspicious.
tell me about it. He is a very bad man.
I mean,
Couldn't put
I was just going to the church for enlightenment. Uh, I had to take a lap around the outside to work my courage up to go inside, and then I saw some flashing light through a window, so I had to look, and then all of a sudden I'm getting attacked.
Well, nobody's questioning us now, so you don't really have to make up a story. So,
So I'm gonna go back, and then I'm gonna tell that story. I still haven't done well, unless they're just going to kill me for being a drow, but surely not, right?
well, I think the next time we go back, it might be you might not have a chance to discuss that story, or you may maybe before we kill him.
He's not doing a very good job of presenting the church in a positive light.
Tell me about it. But there are good people among the church, but this one is not. As you said, he doesn't represent the church very well.
Indeed not. I have met friendlier cultists of Loth than that guy.
Me too.
You've met a cultist of Loth?
Okay, no. But I met cultists before. I think.
Well,
Yes.
the cultists of Loth are a whole other thing, but
Okay, I just wanted to be, I just wanted to connect. I just wanted to be in common, so.
do you know who Loth is?
No. Should I?
Maybe. I mean, she's one of the demons. Now, a lot of my people will worship her every now and then, but I don't really care for too much. She's all about cruelty and betrayal and murdering people for fun, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Hmm. What was the name again?
Love, the Spider Queen.
That is why I don't know her. I do not do spiders.
Well, then you may want to avoid the cultists of Lolth. Their whole thing is spiders. They wear
You.
these robes covered in webs, spider
Ugh.
insignias, spider
You know
tattoos.
what? I've had a vision of them before.
You have?
Yes.
Are you being serious?
I am totally being serious, and I can prove to you that I've had visions, and I can show you.
Okay.
And I take out. I'm assuming. Are we back in the inn now?
Sure. Okay.
Or well, I don't know. I don't know
We
where we were
were
talking, but
we were walking and talking.
yeah, we
We
were
were
walking and
going.
talking. So I basically take out these magic mushrooms from my inventory, my bag,
Mm-hmm.
and I say, "This is what I'm talking about."
A mushroom?
Yes, it has the power to. So I took some, and it was a vision. Like I went into some sort of trance, but and there was all these spiders and these people, but they saw me too. They were talking to me. So it was like I was physically there, but I wasn't. And then after a short amount of time, probably like a couple minutes, I came back to where I was. And apparently, to others, I never left physically. I was still physically there, just tripping out of my mind. But in my vision, they saw me.
That doesn't sound like a vision to me.
Well, would I know the name of. Shit. Hold on. I did write this down. Oh, come on. I thought I wrote this down. Damn it. I didn't write it down.
What is it?
I was trying to remember the name of that. Remember when I went into the Grim Court? Or,
Mm-hmm.
they said that person's name, the woman, but I don't.
Oh yeah, she didn't say her name. She just said her title was the Lady of House Vantanix.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, I did write that down then. I thought she said her name. Anyway, yeah. And I was in this room with the Lady of House Fantanix. That's who she was. There was these spiders and people, drows, and it was creepy.
You were in a room with the Lady of House Vantanix.
Yep.
What did she look like?
I describe what she looked like because that burned into my very brain. You know what? I did a minor image. I do sorry, not minor. Yeah,
Minor
I
illusion.
do a minor illusion of her because she's burned into my core as she's freaky. This is who I saw.
That is indeed the Lady of House Vantanix.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
To the detail.
Okay.
But I should warn you, like it's not guarantee apparent. I took it with one of my old party comrades, and he experienced something else.
Hmm.
So, but if you're willing, I have two left. You wanna take a trip on the wild side?
All right now, but allow me to explain what I meant. I'm not saying that I don't believe you didn't see these things, although it's good to know to have confirmation. But what you experienced does not sound like a vision. It sounds more like projection to me. If you were able to be seen and to interact with the world while not leaving your physical body, don't know how it works, not from a mushroom anyway, but
Interesting. Interesting. That sounds exactly like what happened.
indeed. Maybe later, though.
Yes.
I don't particularly wish to wind up anywhere near a cultist of wealth at the moment.
True. Well, the first time we went into a demon. Well, I went into a demon realm, and I basically was face to face with shit. Was I face to face with the gluttonous dude? I remember.
Aki was face to face with Morgoth
Yeah.
because Morgoth was eating an angel.
Okay, you were with gluttonous. Who was I in front of?
That was
Oh, I was in front of
Lursk.
Sloth.
Yeah.
Lursk, yeah. Yeah. I the first time I took these, I was in front of Lursk.
Lursk.
Fellow demon, yep. The demon of sloth. He is he is a sight for
Is
sore eyes.
what?
Well, he I said that wrong. No, I said that right. No, I said it wrong. He is a sight.
He's an abomination.
He is a sight that sore my eyes. There you go. That's what I meant.
The sight that if I ever witnessed it myself, I'd want to gouge my eyes out.
Exactly. It was horrifying. It was very odd projection. He had the body of Myrael, who had been killed by Gothriel that night, but her body was in his realm, in his demon realm. It was very weird. I tried to fight him, but it didn't really work out.
Projection can be tricky to maintain if you know what you're doing. I'm sure whatever natural process this causes is very unstable.
Oh yeah, it was. And then we took it a third time. So the first time was a demon, the second time was the lady of House Mantonix. And the third time we took it, we went into this strange room with this weird thing, and it had all this silver machinery of some sort and blinking lights. And we, me and my comrade were both in there this time, and we tried to fuck shit up because we didn't know we were nervous. And this dude started spawning all these angels and demons that we know of just out of the whim, and it was weird. It was freaky.
Yeah, okay, never mind. They're just mushrooms that get you high as fuck.
Or they are projectors. Projector mushrooms. Project shrooms.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can project all you want on your own time.
Well, yeah. Uh, we should probably rest up. Maybe tonight we should execute our plan.
We just riled up the father.
Okay, you riled up the father, so he's seen your face now. So now we
Yeah,
have a way in.
doesn't know who I am.
Yes, but he's seen you. So when he
Yes,
sees you next time, he will be on guard. But I think you will have a chance to explain your story.
indeed, I'm just a poor Grim Court noblewoman who glimpsed the light of the angels and wanted to learn more for herself, but has found no comfort in these lands.
Yes. So we will, yeah. Let's say tonight we'll go confront him, or you'll go confront him, and we will, and we will see what happens. But I'm telling you, this Father Oxcroft is a bad man. He doesn't deserve to be in power anymore, in my opinion.
Well, I think we should probably focus on the actual goal rather than whatever opinion you may hold. Getting your blade back.
Yes, it's unfortunate that it wasn't there. I did not see it.
Well, we didn't get a very good look.
That is true. There was something of divine he was conjuring,
Was
but
it
it
the
wasn't
blade?
no, it wasn't the blade. So there's still a chance he hasn't figured out how to perform the ritual.
No, he's been doing some other weird, creepy, divine shit.
Yes.
People at this table are getting up and leaving. This guy says, "All right, men. I think you've had enough fun for today. Head back to barracks. We're gonna head out in the morning."
Their travels. Oh, I wonder who that was.
No idea.
Anyway, think we should have a drink and take a small rest, or at least a short one. You would probably be able to, you and your trance, right? Oh, hey Sine,
Yes.
that dude is still here. The dude that we were following, talking to, the dude he was talking to in the bar. Sorry, he's still here.
Do you think talking to him is going to get us anywhere?
Uh, no, but he doesn't seem like the church person. So he may or may not be affiliated with the church. He may be, since he was talking to that one dude, but that's what we're gonna find out, right?
Sure, that's what you can go find out.
Me, by myself?
I'll be right over here. Moral support.
Fine. Hold on, I'm trying to think of what to say. What should I start off with?
Who was your friend, please do the church, etc., etc.
All right. Wish me luck.
I'll give you one better, and I'll hum a little tune of inspiration for you.
Yay.
It's a D8 to your next roll of choice.
Okay. Thank you. I feel at ease now. So I'm gonna go up to this guy and say, "Hey, do you mind if I sit down here with you?"
No problem. I got high blood heist or Deathwing gamble. I'll do you in. Just make your choice.
Do I know what these are? I think I know what they are, but
Mm,
And I'm just sitting backwards in the chair, leaning forward against the back of the chair while watching the two of them.
no, I don't think Val ever heard of that before.
yeah, I've never heard of that. Okay. So I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I will do me high blood heist. And just curious, I saw you earlier talking to that one dude in the robe, in the church robes. Uh, do you know who he is? We tried to talk to him about the church, and he was kind of rude to us.
Let me
So
just
just
stop you there. No gossip, only games.
like games. Come on,
He's
dude.
he's playing out the cards.
Okay.
Wait, which one did you put the high
The
blood?
heist.
Okay.
Heist, yeah. Would you mind explaining the rules real quick? I'm a bit rusty.
Sure thing. Look at your cards. You have all you gotta do, count up your values, and then decide which one you want to get up to 21.
Well, these are individual, and I want to get one of them up to 21.
Yeah. You're gonna roll. You're gonna roll 2d6 each time. No, 2d4s each time.
2d4s each time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm only choosing one?
Yeah, you could choose. Huh? It'll. you'll have a you'll have some flexibility based on your skills, depending on which one you pick.
Okay, I pick. So me, I'm gonna pick the fangs. So I roll 2d4, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Ugh, that's a 1 and a 2. So 3.
Okay. So your fangs are up to 11. Do you think
And
you're
then,
do you think you're cunning, vicious?
yes, I am very vicious.
All right then. Why don't you go for it again?
With pleasure. I'll do fangs again. 7.
Here we go. High rolls. Your fangs are at 18. What's your next play?
We'll go for the blood.
Cool. Cool. So from those cards that he's dealing off of the blood, Val feels a certain affinity for them. You can choose to have those cards have a rating of plus or minus 3.
Fuck. Plus or minus 3. So it would go up 5, right? But I can add 3 or subtract 3 to that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't want to add 3. So I'm gonna subtract 3.
Okay. Or you could leave it as it is.
Oh, no, I'll subtract 3.
Cool.
So it only goes up to 16. So 18 and 16. And then, alright, I'm gonna do blood again.
You got it. He's okay. So you were at so that was 14 and then
So, yeah, so it's 14, but the 5 minus 2, that brought it up to 16, right?
yeah.
And then
And
Fangs
then
was at 18.
mm-hmm.
Skulls is still at 3. And I just rolled blood again.
Yep.
Does the same effect happen?
Yes.
Oh, definitely subtract 3.
Cool.
That should be at 21 now.
Yeah. Okay. He's he's got a grin on his face. He's scooping up the cards. He says, "Well done. Let's see. How about a prize?" he opens like his like in the coat of in the pocket of his jacket, he's got a
Mm-hmm.
variety of strange trinkets. They are he's gonna say, "Tell me, what sort of thing? What sort of thing strikes your fancy?"
Well, hmm. What do I see? What are they? They're just trinkets or like what are
It's
they?
it's probably like it's probably like two dozen worth of very strange various. Some of them are different metals. Some of them have different gems. He's looking at Val. He's gonna say, oh, uh, "You know what? You look like the kind of guy I think wolves might be a good fit for you." He's taking out he's taking out one of the trinkets. It's a small like the head of a wolf cast in gold, and it has diamonds for its eyes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Now that I've played your game, would you mind at least telling me the name of that person who was here before? A churchman.
He's he's looking at Val. He's saying, "I really shouldn't say, but since you've got a good win, I'll tell you. That's my good friend Tristan. He comes and plays games whenever I'm in town."
Ah, Tristan. Yeah, interesting. We've yeah, we tried to talk to him about religion on the way to the church. We caught him and but he was kind of rude to us, like he was in a hurry or something. I guess we interrupted him and he was just hurried, so I guess I don't take it too personal, but just wanted to know his name because uh, we're trying to get into that religion, you know?
Is that so? That's never really been my kind of thing, but suit yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate the game, and I'll let you be. Hopefully, we'll see what the your next if your next patron's a winner or loser.
Yeah, games of chance. You never know how it'll go.
Yes, yes, exactly. Thank you, and I'll walk away.
Okay.
Back to the station.
Oh well, look at you, a bona fide gambler.
I didn't know I had it in me. It was pure luck.
That's the essence of a gambler.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that alcohol and bad decisions, but you have the alcohol part down. Oh, and the bad decisions.
I'm a bona fide, all-round, genuine. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Did you learn anything useful?
I didn't want to pry too hard, but I did find out that person's name, the one we were talking to.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Tristan.
That helps us. How?
Doesn't help us with anything yet, but it seems that he's just his friend, and this guy's a traveling gambler. So I don't think I would get any more information out of him,
Perhaps not.
or any more useful information actually.
Hmm. Well, Kristen doesn't seem like our way in from the encounter we had with him earlier.
Yeah, no, he yeah. This guy, since he's just in town, he doesn't really stay often, so I doubt he's gonna know any more information. We could we could probably ask some of the locals here,
Oh,
like the bartender.
come on, Val. Admit it. That's not who you want to talk to.
That is who I want to talk to.
The bartender.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go get us a drink.
Huh.
And I go up to the bar. I say, "Can I have 2 ales, please?"
This guy grunts and nods his head. He's walking over to the barrel.
And then I recognize this one from the other night, long couple nights ago, or a week ago, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I say, "By the way, sorry about that one night. I was way in over my head."
Oh yes. I'm surprised you even remember.
Barely. I only remember your nice hair. That is why the memory came back.
And what are you here for today?
Well, see, I was trying to get my good friend over there. She's interested in our religion in the church here, and we were trying to talk to this dude named Tristan, and uh, he kind of brushed us off. So it was kind of like odd, when talking about religion, you would think they would want to talk and convert people, but he's yeah, he just brushed us off. A little rude, but he seemed in a hurry, so I didn't press too much.
Yes. the
Do you
father
know this?
of that
Go ahead.
church has a reputation, I've heard, of being arrogant, dogmatic, not exactly a welcoming figure.
Yeah. What What does the father have to do with Tristan? I mean, obviously he is he's a church member, but what does Tristan have to do directly with the father besides just working there or being a priest or whatever he is?
I'm not quite sure. They always seem to be, from what I've heard, that is his second in command, I guess you could say.
Oh, really? I didn't know they had command. Well, I guess priests, right? Yeah. Guess they have commands.
Guys placing the drinks right here.
Thank you. And I slip him 5 gold, and then I ask, and do you know anything about this Tristan fellow that we tried to talk to?
I I heard the this guy is saying this guy is saying I heard the father isn't just like the father, but like actually his father. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know he's his father. He's the father of everyone in the church, right? Like,
No, but like his father.
like Papa, father?
Yeah, like that. I don't know.
Interesting. Well, thank you. And thank you, and again, sorry for last week. And I leave back to the table.
So, where's my drink?
See? Oh, Jesus. Here's your drink.
Thank you. What'd you learn?
Well, see, I learned that information from one place can get more information from another place. So you see, I got the name of the guy from the gambler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I found out that Tristan, that church guy, he is the second in command in the church.
Yeah.
And get this, he's also Father Oxcroft's son.
Hmm.
Oh,
Can
there's
we use
potential.
that?
Go ahead.
Can we use that?
I still don't know. I am. I don't. Yeah, I don't know yet. it's still up in the air, I'd say. I mean, you already did fail your first uh seduction of him
I
before earlier. So,
did not fail seduction. It was I was walking past a window.
oh, I meant when we caught up to him the first time.
Oh, that wasn't seduction. I'm not trying to seduce the kid.
Did you?
I was just going to manipulate him with magic.
And fail.
In that moment, yes.
Okay. Well, he may or may not be a potential asset to our plan. Or he could be more trouble than he's worth.
Could be. Now, I'm not suggesting we move on this with just the two of us. But if we got a little reinforcement going, perhaps we could find better terms to negotiate with.
Yeah,
After all, what would he be willing to give up for that sword? Now, maybe he's too much of a fanatic to even consider his own son's safety, but if he's anything like a good father, then that could be one point of weakness to exploit.
I see where you're going now. Oh, Sene, you evil dog.
Yeah. Quite rude. Cunning is more appropriate.
Okay, you cunning evil dog.
I am also not a dog.
You cunning evil woman.
Better. Point is, that is one potential plan. Again, I'm a little worried that he's so wrapped up in his own delusional fantasies about his position in the cosmos, as so many of these church people seem to be, that he won't even care if his own blood is in danger.
I agree. But it's an avenue we may yet exploit.
Yes, I'm still believe it's worth looking into and just having some leverage there. Again, I don't think you and I should just go and try to kidnap him ourselves. We frankly lack muscle for that.
Agreed.
I could try to make him docile again, but if that fails again, then we don't really have a backup plan.
Yeah. We should wait. We should definitely wait for Dante to come out of hibernation. He's still
He is
at that
muscled.
wall, huh?
Well, he seems just to be standing in front of that other person over there, but
Yeah, never seen that dude either. And then these people to our right don't seem to be from from around here.
none of us are either, so
Well, I am. Well, not here, but this. Anyway. So, we still on for tonight then?
what's tonight?
where we push our plan into action.
I mean, again, that depends on if we can gather the people for that. That's only a tentative plan anyway.
Tentative.
There's also the factor of us having to still barge into the church and announce that we've kidnapped the father's son and are holding him ransom for the sword. I'll leave that part to you, honestly, since you have that personal connection to the father already.
Yes. Well,
Unless you just don't enjoy playing the villain.
I can play the villain. Hope I can play the villain.
Well, from what I've seen, you may need to work on that a little bit before giving any sort of crowd-inspiring performances, but
Well, I guess I should work on my. I can. I can perform. I can
can
perform
you?
pretty well.
Can you?
Yeah, try me. Give me a scenario.
Here's a simple one. Give me your best villain laugh. Your best evil I've won the day laugh.
All right. Ah, 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 ah. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nope, that was perfect. That's spot on. Just like a villain.
See, I told you. I could
Yep,
do it.
yep. No trouble here. You'll definitely convince the father that this was all you.
Yeah, see? See when you have confidence in me, that just gives me confidence, and it's like I think we're gonna do. It's gonna go according to plan, even though our plan is spotty.
That's I mean, I love a beautiful plan as much as anyone else, but nothing goes according to plan.
That is true.
I planned to use a spell on him. Ah, well, you see, the spell just didn't work. Now what? Always something. But hey, that's what improv is for.
Yep. Well, we tried to improv earlier, but it kind of works. I mean,
But with the scouting,
oh, yes and no.
we didn't learn much aside from how much of a paranoid asshole the father is.
Uh, What do you mean? I knew that, and I've been trying to tell you that, but you
And now I've
finally
seen it with
realized.
my own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Also considering if we don't take the kidnapping route, are there any poisons I could acquire nearby that would assist in the seduction route?
I don't know. I think probably heading back to the potion slash alchemy shop or wherever that is would be your best bet, no?
Ooh, and we'd get to see that lovely satyr woman again.
Yes. I don't know how much luck you had last time, but yes.
Well, I had her assistant falling head over heels for me.
That is true.
Of course, that's all magic, and so only takes you so far. But it's
Hmm.
fun. Actually, well,
Hmm.
that's been more than an hour, but never mind. I was wondering if she would still be charmed, but she should have worn off by now.
Oh, it only lasts for an hour, eh?
Yes, as it happens, the magic that I imbue my songs with lasts for about an hour,
I see, I
which
see.
most of the time is more than enough time to get what I need out of someone.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
mean,
sounds about right.
most people only have so much stamina, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. True, true. Whoa, I see what you're doing there.
You're just now catching on.
Barely, yes. Anyway, do you want to head to that shop again? I mean, won't she know that you've charmed her before? Now that it's over?
Not with that spell, no.
Hmm.
With a more traditional brute force charm, perhaps, but weaved into a song, it's much more difficult to detect.
Ah, I see. I see.
Um, the Fader being a creature of the Fae, that's sort of their whole thing is charms. So, that's kind of where I got my magic, actually.
Hmm. I see.
At least it's the Fae in origin, or the natural world, as some people call it.
Oh, let me tell you about the natural world, you see. It is very nice, and the people there are nice.
I'm sure. And they definitely are not tricksters who use
No.
magic to manipulate and control people.
Yes.
They're all about, of
Actually,
course.
do you know of Evoth?
I've heard mention of such a being.
Yeah. Well, he's nice.
Really,
Uh, yeah. And
the stories get more and more outlandish every time.
oh, you think I'm lying? You just have to see for yourself. But let me tell you a brief story. You know, you know how we were talking about Gothriel before.
Yes,
Did you know that he had well, as the story goes, he had control over entire realms. He has the power to control and place his own will over entire realms.
that is how the story goes.
Well, he had one over the natural realm.
I'm not surprised.
And me and my party before that actually broke that control with the Voth.
You did.
Yep. Well, not just me, but others as well. It was a team effort with my previous party.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was even agreed to potentially help us when we take on Gothriel.
Well, I can't tell if you're just as good a liar as I am, or
You
what are
think
you
I'm
doing?
lying again?
What are you doing here if you've been up to all these other crazy things?
Well, this was merely this was a side quest, so to speak, for our one of my good friends, high in the church in Alistair. She actually, oh yeah, she actually, you know the goblet we've been drinking out of?
Yes, I'm familiar with it.
If I remember correctly, I wasn't there, but what I was told from my old party member, it's a ancient relic from the angels, and it was tasked. Father Ashcroft was being the the asshole that he is, had been holding it hostage here when it should be, well, to her, it should be in a place where more people can recognize it and uh for viewing to the people instead of being held by this man alone for his own selfish needs.
This
So,
whole grudge between you and Father Oscroft started because you accepted a job from the church.
yep, basically to bring it back.
You already have it.
Yes, but now he stole something of mine, and I can't let that go. And it's kind of critical to the main mission. My main
It's
mission.
covenant related.
Yes.
Hmm. Have you considered going back to your church friend?
I
Or
think
are
that
you
would just waste so much time traveling back there, and we don't know. I don't know if he would figure out the blade or potentially use it in other ways to harm this town with this if he realizes how to utilize that new power that he has, though, in the blade.
I mean, you say that would waste a bunch of time, but did we not just go out of our way to go kill a bunch of pirates?
We did, but that's because in that time, would you guys have really gone with me to back to Alistair? We barely met. I have to at least gain your trust so that way you can help me at least this one time.
Hmm. I might have gone with you to Alistair. I've never been to the capital. Would I have continued with you from there? Not likely.
But now, aren't you curious about meeting the angels? Aren't you curious about resurrecting your demon lord? Aren't you curious about killing Nerex?
Those last two are literally why I am here and not at home.
And I can help. I have further connections that can help with that. I've talked to Azarath. I've dealt with him.
seem you have, considering you have used him to raise another.
Yeah. And I know where we have means to travel between the realms.
So, question for you then, since you know so much about how all of this works. How do you raise a defeated demon lord?
So, I don't know how exactly. I think only Azarath has that power.
Hmm.
We made a deal with him and sacrificed some of our life force, or one of our party members sacrificed his life force, to and gave it to Azarath and thus resurrected Israel. In the Valley, the Valley of Demon Lords holds many demons, lesser demons, and previous demon lords. Uh, and they are sealed in their tombs. I would assume that if he was slain, that he would appear there as well, albeit probably dismembered, but your demon lord should be there. Well, we can. That would be a discussion for Azarath.
And that is where I will need to go.
Yes, and we will go. And didn't you say you wanted to feast your eyes on these heavenly angel sisters?
I don't know much about them. I'm sure they're highly overrated,
Yes, but they are beautiful.
but they're also so pure.
Yes, but I know your interest isn't in following them. But if you had the chance to look upon their beauty, weren't you curious about that?
I would take it, I suppose.
Well, I think if we continue to work together, uh, that may be a reality. That would be yours. Come, yeah.
I'm not going to pretend like that's my main motivation here.
I realize I'm saying there's benefits if we continue.
I, you're trying to sell me on something that we're already part of.
Yeah, but it's potential that you're gonna leave as well. I need people
Well,
who are
hey,
committed.
you saw what happened to Gunther. It's gone. Just out of nowhere.
I know. I think you know what? I think he probably fell in the ocean. I don't know if dwarves can swim.
Oh,
We didn't even check, huh?
I mean, no. But I wasn't getting in
Oops.
the ocean either.
I wasn't gonna get in the water.
Dante jumped in.
Dante did jump in. We should ask him if he saw him in there. Then
Actually,
again,
we'll just blame Dante for not getting him out.
yep,
Alright, so we know what happened with Gunther.
yeah, he drowned. And it's all Dante's fault.
Yep,
I can live with that.
it's easier that way.
Yep. Anyway, do you want to head to the potion slash alchemy shop to see if they have your whatever ingredients that you were talking about? Or
Poison?
what? You probably shouldn't say poison, right? Well, maybe you might say poison. Anyway, yeah,
But
that.
that's what it is. That's what I need.
Okay, 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 okay. Yes, that.
Yeah, let's go check in one last time.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. I mean, I don't think I need anything. I think I got everything that I needed from there, but yeah, let's go see if she can whip us up something, whip you up something.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Cool. This guy at the bar is calling out as Val and Sine are leaving. He's saying, "Hey, you two, that hunter guy just said there's a really bad storm. So be careful if you're leaving town."
A bad storm?
Yeah,
Hmm.
he said out there in the countryside.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. We'll take note of that. I don't think we're gonna be leaving town, so well, hopefully.
Depends on how things go with your father.
My father. He ain't my father. Oh, can we see that when we're still in town, right? We probably can't see that. Can we see that?
Yeah, I think. Well, you could see the some of it
The
from
sky.
like further. So yeah, you can see there's something over in that direction.
That doesn't look too good.
No, Sine, that doesn't. And I think it's all related to Gothriel. We need to make haste and get this sword back, get this blade back, and head on to. I think this is more trouble than it's escalating quickly.
Well, you need this sword, right?
This,
You
I want to say at this point, yes.
okay? So let's focus on that first.
Yes. Agreed. Shit.
Hopefully, we can get some help with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's a good place to stop for now. We could do
Mhm.
the we could do the shopping in between sessions at the anything you want to buy in town. Just let me know.
Mhm.
We can do that, and then I'll be looking on the forums, I guess. Or other person said he forgot about time zones.
Uh,
Oh.
any word
Oh
on
yeah.
where Dante's been?
And
Dante or the new one?
for Dante, I haven't had any contact.
Uh,
I can ask around if I find a friend who'd be willing to join, would that work out for next week?
Sure.
I mean, there's a higher chance that they'd actually show up.
Because someone is known, yeah, in the campaign.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I can ask around and I'll can get back to you on whether that'll happen or not.
Okay.
But yep. In between sessions, Sinead's just gonna flirt with the satyr some more and then see if she has any poisons.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks for playing. I hope you enjoyed. I can't believe you didn't take any mushrooms. That's crazy.
Hey,
This is not
Shanae's being scared.
sensible.
Scared.
Sinead is not Aki.
I know. He's over there pounding pixie ass.
I'll see you next time.
Alright, later.
Thank you for
See
the
you
game.
next week. Yeah, thanks.
See you next week.
Oh my god.